imagine local businesses or even community groups and students being able to create custom apps to address like super specific hyperlocal needs.
Yeah.
All without needing to know how to code.
Yeah.
Or hire a whole development team.
I love that idea.
That future might be closer than we think.
Yeah.
So today we're going to do a deep dive into the world of AI-powered app builders.
Okay.
Specifically, a tool called Create.
Interesting.
And Create claims it can take your idea and turn it into like a fully functional app, complete with a database in just minutes.
And it's not just hype though, right? What I think is so fascinating here is how these AI tools are really like democratizing app development.
Yeah.
It gives people the power to bring their app ideas to life, even if they don't have the technical skills,
right,
or maybe the resources traditionally needed,
Yeah.
And we're going to see how Create goes beyond like simple drag and drop interfaces, with an AI that actually writes the code in real time as you describe what you want to build.
Okay, that's a pretty bold claim.
It is, yeah.
So let's see how this magic actually works.
Okay.
The source material we're looking at talks about having this like really user-friendly chatbot interface. So no complicated menus or coding jargon to decipher.
Exactly. Like picture this, you open up Create and instead of being like bombarded with all these, technical options and menus, you're just greeted with a simple question like, what do you want to build?
Okay.
And you literally type in plain English.
Wow.
What you have in mind, like, I want an app to track my daily water intake.
Okay, that sounds straightforward enough.
Yeah.
But what happens next? Does the AI like magically spit out a finished app based on that one sentence?
Not quite, no.
Okay.
That initial instruction just kind of kicks off a conversation with the AI, right? So a chatbot window will pop up on one side of the screen, and you actually see a preview of the app being built in real time on the other side.
Okay.
And what's interesting is that Create isn't just like dragging and dropping pre-built components, The AI is actually analyzing your instructions and generating unique code behind the scenes.
Wow.
It's kind of like having a super efficient developer just working in the background.
Right.
And get this, the chatbot actually explains what it's doing as it builds.
Okay.
So you can follow along and see the app taking shape,
So I can actually watch the code being written live.
Yeah.
That's wild.
It is.
But how long does this whole process actually take?
Is
it really as fast as they claim?
From what I've read, it seems surprisingly accurate.
Wow.
Like within a minute, you can have a basic version of your app.
Really?
Up and running, and you can click around, interact with it, see that it's actually functional.
Okay. Let's put this to the test. We have a source here that walks us through building a to-do list app step by step.
Okay, good.
First things first.
Yeah.
Do I need to create an account?
You do.
Okay.
I hate when those are super complicated.
And that's one of the things that impressed me about Create.
Yeah.
It's incredibly simple to get started.
Okay.
Literally all you need is an email address.
Yeah.
No lengthy registration forms or annoying verification processes.
Okay, that's a win already.
Yeah.
So I've got my account set up. I'm ready to build this to-do list app.
Okay.
What do I do?
So
do I just tell Create to build me a to-do list app?
Pretty much.
Okay.
According to the source material, you type in something like build me a simple one-screen to-do list app, and just like that,
okay,
the AI will get to work building the app in real time while explaining each step in the chatbot window.
Okay, so now I have a basic app.
Yeah.
But a to-do list that can't remember my to-dos?
Isn't very helpful, is it?
Not really.
So how do I make sure my tasks are saved even if I close the app?
Right.
Or refresh the page?
Yeah.
That's where a database comes in, right?
Exactly. Okay. Yeah. And you're absolutely right. This is the part that would traditionally involve, a lot of back-end setup, coding knowledge, and potential headaches, right?
Right.
But with Create, it seems ridiculously easy.
Ridiculously easy.
Yes.
Like, how do you tell an AI to build a database?
Right.
It's not like I can just say, hey, AI, build me a database, please.
You know what? It's almost that simple.
Right.
You can just type in the chatbot window, like how can I make the app remember its state when I reload?
And it'll know what to do.
And Create takes care of the rest. It sets up the entire database for you in the background without you having to write a single line of code.
Wow.
So it's a huge deal, Traditionally, setting up databases, it was a major hurdle for aspiring app creators, and eliminates that barrier entirely.
Wow.
So it's really opening up the world of app development to a whole new audience.
So hold on, let me make sure I'm understanding this.
Yeah.
So I add a task, close the app, reopen it, and the task is still there.
Exactly.
Okay.
Create makes the app behave like a real fully functional app that can store and retrieve information.
Exactly.
And all of that database setup happens automatically.
That's amazing.
It really is.
Okay, this is where things get really interesting.
Okay.
We have a basic to-do list app with a working database.
Yep.
What else can we do with this thing? Can we add any cool features?
Yeah, this is where we start to see the real potential of this AI-powered approach, right?
Right.
Create allows you to add something called functions, which are basically like small pieces of code that can connect your app to other services.
Yep.
Think of functions like Lego blocks.
I like that.
Yeah, each block has a specific capability, and you can combine them in different ways to build complex functionality. And with Create, you don't need to know how to create the Lego blocks themselves,
Right.
but you need to understand how to assemble them to achieve your desired outcome.
Okay, so these functions can give our to-do list app some real superpowers.
Yeah.
Give me an example.
Okay, well, the source material shows how you can use a function to send email notifications every time a new to-do item is added.
Okay, that's actually pretty useful.
It is.
I can see that being helpful for reminders.
Yeah.
Or even collaborating with others on a shared to-do list.
Yeah, definitely.
But how much coding is involved in setting that up?
And that's the beauty of it. You don't need to know any coding to get this working.
Okay.
Create uses a platform called Zapier to handle this kind of automation.
Right.
And Zapier is basically a way to connect different apps together, kind of like a universal translator for software.
Okay.
And setting it up with Create is surprisingly simple.
Okay, so walk me through this.
Okay.
Let's say I want to add this email notification function to my to-do list app. What are the actual steps?
So you would click on a plus icon or a create icon.
Okay.
And select a new function. And here's where the AI gets even more helpful.
Okay.
It actually analyzes what you're trying to do.
Okay.
And suggests relevant functions.
So it knows.
In this case, yeah, it would probably suggest something like send an email with Zapier.
Oh, wow.
You click on that, and then a pre-filled prompt would appear, kind of guiding you through the rest.
Oh, okay. And then what? Do I need to start messing around with code in Zapier?
No, not at all. Create does most of the heavy lifting for you.
Okay.
It will ask you for a webhook URL from Zapier.
Okay.
You might already be familiar with webhooks, but for those who aren't,
Right.
It's essentially a way for different apps to communicate with each other in real time.
Right, it's like a digital messenger that delivers information
Yeah, exactly.
between apps.
So you grab that URL from Zapier, paste it into Create, and you're almost done.
I paste in the URL, and then what? Is the email notification all set up?
Almost, yeah.
Okay.
You'll want to test it out first to make sure everything is working correctly.
Okay.
And Create actually has this built-in testing feature
Okay.
where you can input a sample email address
Right.
and see if the notification goes through.
Okay.
So if the test email shows up in your inbox, you know you're good to go.
Wow, this is pretty impressive.
It is, yeah.
We've gone from a simple to-do list idea to a functional app with a database and email notifications in just a few minutes, all without writing any code ourselves.
Yeah.
But now, the big question,
Okay.
how do I actually share this app with other people?
And that's where the publish feature comes in.
Okay.
And with Create, it's as simple as it sounds.
So one click and I'm live?
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's almost too easy.
Yeah.
Are there any risks involved in putting an AI-built app out into the world without a deeper understanding of the code?
That's a really good question, and one that we'll definitely revisit later when we talk about the security considerations of AI app development.
Right.
But for now, let's just stick with the publishing process.
Okay.
So when you hit that publish button, generates a unique subdomain for your app.
Okay.
Under the .created.app domain.
Right.
So, you'll have a URL that you can share with anyone.
Okay, and what if I want to use my own custom domain name?
Yeah.
Is that possible?
Absolutely.
Okay.
The source material mentions that custom domains are available as part of their pro plan.
Right.
So you can have a more personalized touch if you want.
Okay, so I hit publish. I've got my app live on the internet, either with a subdomain or my own custom domain.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Pretty much.
My app with the database, the Zapier integration, is fully functional.
That's the claim, and it's a pretty bold one.
Wow.
The app is now publicly accessible, meaning anyone with the link can use it.
Okay.
They can add tasks. Those tasks will be saved in the database. You'll receive those email notifications for each new task.
Okay.
And all of this was achieved, supposedly, in a fraction of the time it would take with traditional app development methods.
Okay, color me impressed. We started with a simple to-do list, but create claims it can handle much more complex apps.
Yeah.
So where do we go from here?
Right.
What are like the limits of this technology?
And that's the exciting part.
Yeah.
There are definitely limits to what AI app builders can do today.
Right.
But those boundaries are constantly expanding as the technology evolves, you know?
Right.
So we've seen how Create empowers non-programmers to bring their ideas to life.
Right.
But how far can we push it?
Right.
What about like building a full-fledged e-commerce store? Or a social networking app with real-time messaging?
Yeah.
Are those even possibilities with an AI app builder?
Right.
We'll need to dive deeper into that.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, like, what limitations are we accepting as givens today?
Right.
That AI might soon, make obsolete.
Exactly.
Feels like we're just scratching the surface here.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome back to our deep dive into the world of AI app builders.
All right, so we've seen how Create can whip up a to-do list app faster than you can say algorithm.
Yeah.
But I gotta admit, I'm a little skeptical. It can't be that easy to build any app, right?
Right.
There have to be some limits to what these AI tools can do.
You're right to be skeptical. It is important to have realistic expectations.
Right.
AI app builders are still in their early stages, and while they hold incredible promise, they're not a magic solution for every app development need. They excel at creating certain types of apps, particularly those that are data-driven, have well-defined workflows, and don't require a ton of specialized features.
So things like our to-do list example, simple inventory trackers, maybe a basic e-commerce store where you're just showcasing products and processing orders, stuff like that.
Exactly. Those are great examples of apps that AI builders can handle really well.
Okay.
But when you start talking about more complex applications, things that require intricate logic, custom algorithms, or intense real-time interactions, you're kind of pushing the boundaries of what current AI can handle.
Okay, so what are we talking about specifically? Give me an example of an app that would probably be too much for an AI builder to handle right now.
Think about building a real-time multiplayer game, something like Fortnite or Call of Duty. Those games require lightning fast processing speeds, complex physics engines, and seamless synchronization between, multiple players.
Right.
That level of sophistication and real-time interaction is still beyond the capabilities of most AI app builders.
So for now, creating the next gaming sensation will still require a team of human developers.
Most likely, yes.
Okay.
The same goes for apps that rely heavily on advanced machine learning or artificial intelligence, like a facial recognition app or maybe a medical diagnosis tool.
Okay.
Those require specialized algorithms and often need to be trained on massive data sets, something that's not yet feasible within the constraints of an AI app builder.
Okay, so there are definitely some limitations.
Yeah.
But if I'm thinking about building an app, how do I know if an AI app builder is the right tool for the job?
Right.
Is there a simple way to figure that out?
Here's a good rule of thumb. If you can clearly explain the core functionality of your app in plain English, and if the logic behind it is relatively straightforward, then an AI app builder could be a fantastic option.
Okay, so let's say I want to build an app to help me track my spending habits.
Yeah.
If I can describe it as, I want an app where I can enter my income and expenses, categorize them, and then generate reports.
Right.
That would probably be a good fit.
Exactly. That's a perfect example of an app with like a well-defined set of features and a clear workflow.
Okay.
An AI app builder can easily understand those instructions and build the app accordingly.
Okay, but if I wanted to build something like a photo editing app with all sorts of like fancy AI-powered filters and real-time image manipulation features, that would probably be too complex, right?
Most likely, yes.
Okay.
Building that kind of app would require like a deep understanding of image processing,
right,
sophisticated algorithms, and potentially even integration with like specialized hardware,
right,
which are all areas where AI is still catching up.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So we've talked about the limits of what AI app builders can do.
Right.
Are there any other like potential downsides to consider?
Yeah, definitely.
What about things like customization options, control over the actual code, or the ability to fix problems if something goes wrong?
Those are all excellent points,
yeah,
and important considerations.
Right.
One of the trade-offs with current AI app builders is that you're essentially,
right,
handing over a lot of the control to the AI.
Right.
While that can be incredibly liberating, especially if you're not a coder,
right,
it can also be limiting if you have like very specific requirements,
right,
or want to have like complete control over the underlying code.
So if I'm a bit of a control freak,
yeah,
when it comes to my app, wanting to fine-tune every little detail and have full access to the code, an AI app builder might not be the best fit for me.
That's a fair assessment.
So?
While some AI app builders offer like a degree of customization, you're still working within the parameters set by the AI.
Right.
So if you need that like granular level of control,
right,
over every aspect of your app,
yeah,
traditional coding methods would probably be a better approach.
What about troubleshooting problems?
Yeah.
If I run into an issue with my AI built app,
right,
how do I fix it if I don't understand the code that the AI generated? That seems like a recipe for frustration.
That's a valid concern.
Yeah.
Debugging an app that you didn't code yourself can be tricky, right? You might be reliant on the AI app builder's support system or like online community forums to get help.
Right.
Which could be time consuming if you need like a quick solution.
Right. So it's a trade-off.
Yeah.
You gain incredible speed and ease of development with an AI app builder.
Definitely.
But you might sacrifice some flexibility and face challenges when it comes to troubleshooting.
And precisely.
Yeah.
It's about finding the right balance.
Right.
Between speed and control.
Yeah.
Depending on your specific priorities and the nature of your app.
Okay.
It's important to remember that, AI technology is constantly evolving.
Right.
What seems like a limitation today could be overcome tomorrow.
That's true. Things are moving so quickly in the tech world.
Yeah, absolutely.
So besides those limitations and potential drawbacks, are there any other factors we should consider before like diving head first into this AI-powered app development world?
One thing that often gets overlooked is the importance of data, both, in terms of training the AI and using it effectively in your app.
Okay.
AI app builders are only as good as the data they're trained on.
And if you're building an app that relies on user data, you need to make sure you're collecting and using that data responsibly and ethically.
Okay, so garbage in, garbage out, as they say.
Yeah.
But what does that mean in the context of building an app? What kind of data are we talking about here?
It depends on the app, of course.
Right.
But think about things like user inputs, historical data, market trends, demographics, even examples of other apps that perform similar functions.
Right.
The more relevant and high-quality data you provide, the better the AI will be able to understand your needs and build an app that meets your specific requirements.
So if I'm building that book recommendation app, I should probably feed the AI.
Yeah.
Like a list of books I've enjoyed, along with some information about my favorite genres, authors, and themes.
Exactly. That gives the AI like a foundation to work with.
And increases the chances that it will like accurately predict your taste in books.
Okay, but what if I'm building something completely new, an app for a market that doesn't really exist yet.
Right.
I might not have a lot of data to feed the AI initially.
Right.
What happens then?
That's where things get more challenging. You might have to like rely on pre-trained models provided by the AI app builder.
Okay.
Or use publicly available data sets to get started. And you'll need to be prepared to like iterate and refine your app as you gather more real-world data from your users.
So it's an ongoing process. Building an app isn't like a one and done thing. You need to keep learning and adapting as you go.
Absolutely. It's about continuous improvement.
Okay.
And that brings us back to the human element of this whole process.
Ah, yes, the humans. We haven't forgotten about them.
Good.
So what role do humans play in this brave new world of AI-powered app development? Are we just like sitting back and letting the robots do all the work?
Not at all. Humans are still absolutely essential.
Okay.
Even with these like powerful AI tools at our disposal, while the AI can like handle much of the technical heavy lifting, it's humans who provide like the vision, the creativity, and the critical thinking skills needed to make a truly great app.
So it's not about replacing humans with AI.
Right.
But like finding ways for humans and AI to work together more effectively. It's a partnership, right?
Exactly. The most successful app development projects will be those that like leverage the strengths of both humans and AI. You know, humans excel at things like understanding user needs, coming up with like creative solutions and adapting to unexpected challenges. Meanwhile, AI can handle tasks like, you know, code generation, data analysis, and identifying patterns that humans might miss.
It's like having an AI assistant that handles the grunt work. While you, the human, focus on the strategic thinking and the big picture.
Precisely. And as AI continues to evolve, this partnership will become even more important. You know, humans will need to develop new skills to effectively collaborate with AI, while AI will need to become more intuitive and responsive to human input.
It's a fascinating dance.
It is.
Between human ingenuity and artificial intelligence. And the outcome, if done right, could be like truly transformative. But let's not get like too caught up in the hype. It's still early days for AI app builders, and there are bound to be like some bumps along the way.
You're absolutely right. We need to be realistic about both the possibilities and the potential challenges. You know, AI app builders aren't a magic bullet. And it's important to approach this technology with a healthy dose of skepticism and a willingness to learn and adapt.
So as we navigate this brave new world of AI-powered app development, what are like some key things to keep in mind? What advice would you give to someone who's thinking about using an AI app builder for their next project?
Here are a few things to consider.
Okay, that's super helpful, but I'm also trying to be like pragmatic here. Are there any examples of real world apps that have been like successfully built and launched using AI app builders? I mean, beyond our to-do list example, I need some proof that this technology can actually deliver. Okay, so we've established that AI app builders aren't just like a tech demo. They're actually being used to create real world apps. But I'm curious, are we talking about simple apps? Or are there like examples of more complex applications that have been like successfully built using AI?
There are definitely some impressive examples out there. One area where I've seen like some really interesting applications is in e-commerce. So imagine a small business owner, who wants to like create a personalized shopping experience for their customers. They could use an AI app builder to create an app that recommends products based on like past purchases, browsing history, even social media activity.
That's pretty cool.
It is.
It's like having a personal shopper like right in your pocket. But could an AI app builder really handle like that level of complexity?
Absolutely.
Okay.
These AI tools are becoming like incredibly sophisticated.
Yeah.
They can analyze large data sets, identify patterns, and make predictions with like remarkable accuracy.
Okay.
And for a small business owner who might not have the resources to like hire a team of developers, right?
Right. Yeah.
This kind of AI-powered personalization can be a game changer.
Okay. What other examples have you seen? I'm looking for like proof that these AI app builders can go beyond those like basic cookie cutter applications.
Another area where AI app builders are making like a real impact is in education.
Oh, okay.
There are now apps that use AI to create personalized learning plans for students.
Wow.
These apps can like adapt to individual learning styles, track progress, and even provide like real-time feedback and support.
That's amazing.
It is.
It's like having a personal tutor.
Yeah.
For every student.
Right.
That could be huge for like making education more accessible and effective for everyone.
And these are just like a few examples. As AI technology continues to advance.
Yeah.
We're going to see even more innovative and impactful applications emerging in all sorts of industries.
Okay, I'm starting to get the picture today.
But let's shift gears for a moment and talk about the financial side of things.
Right.
You know, all this AI magic sounds great.
Yeah.
But how much does it actually cost?
Right.
To build an app using one of these tools?
Yeah, that's the $1 million question, right?
Right.
The good news is that building an app with an AI app builder is generally much more affordable than traditional app development.
Okay, that's promising. But help me understand, like, the economics here.
Yeah.
What are we not paying for when we go the AI route?
With traditional app development, you're paying for, a team of developers, project managers, designers, quality assurance testers, and so on. It's a lot of overhead. With an AI app builder, a lot of that like heavy lifting is done by the AI itself.
Okay.
So you're not eliminating those roles entirely.
But you're significantly reducing the amount of time and resources required.
So it's like getting a virtual development team.
Yeah.
At a fraction of the cost.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay.
And for startups, small businesses, or even individuals who have great app ideas, but limited budgets.
Yeah.
This can be a real game changer.
All right, enough teasing. Let's get down to brass tacks.
Okay.
What kind of pricing structures are we looking at with these AI app builders?
Yeah.
Give me some real numbers.
Okay, sure. You'll typically find like a few different pricing tiers.
Okay.
So you'll have your free plan, which is great for just like experimenting and getting a feel for the platform.
Right.
Then you'll have like basic plans that start around like $10 to $20 a month.
Okay.
These usually give you like more features, maybe some storage space, and the ability to connect to other services. And then you'll have like your professional plans that can range from like, $50 to $100 or more per month.
Right.
These offer like advanced features, higher usage limits, and priority support.
So there's a pretty wide range of options to fit different budgets
definitely.
And needs.
Yeah, just depends.
Okay, but how do you actually choose the right plan? What are the key things to consider?
Here are a few factors to keep in mind.
Okay.
First, think about the features that you need.
Right.
Does your app require, a database? Do you need to connect to external APIs?
Okay.
Second, consider the number of users you're expecting.
Okay.
Some plans have like limits on the number of users or the amount of traffic that your app can handle.
Okay.
And third, think about the level of support that you need. Do you need like dedicated customer service, or are you comfortable relying on online documentation and community forums?
Okay, that's super helpful. But even if the upfront costs are lower with an AI app builder, there were probably still like ongoing expenses to consider, right?
Yeah. Things
like hosting maintenance, updates, bug fixes.
Right.
Those don't those don't magically disappear just because an AI helped build the app.
You're absolutely right. Those ongoing costs are definitely something to factor into your calculations.
Yes.
Some AI app builders might include like hosting and basic maintenance and their monthly or annual subscription fees, while others might charge separately for those services.
So it's important to like read the fine print and make sure you understand what's included and what's not before you commit to a specific platform. Don't just get like dazzled by the low entry price.
Exactly. You need to have a clear understanding of all the costs involved, both upfront and ongoing, to make an informed decision.
Okay, so we've talked about the costs.
Right.
Let's shift our focus to the potential return on investment.
Yeah.
How can an app built with AI actually make you money?
Right.
Or if it's not like directly generating revenue, how can it like add value to your business or project?
And that's where things get like really interesting.
Okay.
There are many ways an AI built app can generate a positive ROI.
Okay.
It all depends on your goals and how you leverage the technology.
So it's not as simple as just like building an app and then sitting back and watching the money roll in.
Definitely not. You need a strategy. You need to think about like how the app is going to solve a problem, meet a need, or create value for your target audience.
Give me some concrete examples. How are people actually using AI built apps to generate ROI?
Okay, here are a few ways.
Okay.
First, you can sell your app directly to users, either through, app stores or your own website.
Okay.
Second, you can use your app to generate leads for your business.
Okay.
So for example, you could create an app that offers a free trial or a freemium model, and then upsell users to a paid subscription or a premium version of your app.
Okay.
Third, you can use your app to collect data about your users, which you can then use to improve your products or services, or even sell to other businesses.
Okay.
And fourth, you can use your app to automate tasks, which can save you, time and money, and improve efficiency.
Okay, these are some great examples.
Yeah.
It's clear that AI app builders aren't just like a novelty.
Yeah.
They have the potential to be like powerful tools for businesses, entrepreneurs, and anyone with like a great app idea.
I completely agree.
Okay.
And as the technology continues to evolve, we're going to see even more creative and impactful applications emerging.
Well, I think we've covered just about everything there is to know about AI app builders.
We did a good job.
We've explored the capabilities, the limitations, the costs, the potential ROI, and the wider implications for the future of app development. It's been an amazing deep dive.
It really has. I hope our listeners are feeling like inspired and empowered to explore this exciting new frontier of technology.
Me too. So, dear listener, as we wrap things up, I want to leave you with one final thought.
Okay.
The power to create innovative and impactful apps is no longer limited to a select few. With the rise of AI app builders, that power is now within your reach.
I love it.
So what app will you build?
The possibilities are truly endless.
That's all for this deep dive. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.